If you could set up your own compilation, like your own greatest hits compilation of the Night Owl, what would you choose?
This is dedicated.
Hey, what's going on, Junkies? I want to go ahead and welcome you to another episode of the G-Funk Junkies podcast. I have the return of a special guest. What's going on, Sixx?
It feels good to shake up the cobwebs, man. I've been fiending for it, scratching for it, man. I'm glad to be back, man. Glad to be back.
Hey, man, I've been holding it down by myself here, but I've missed your company and sharing some thoughts and, spitballing back and forth here to figure out, give our thoughts on a few things. You kind of missed out on a whole lot going on last year, or especially the last few months, man. There's been a lot of shit going on, man.
A lot of action and traction. I've been hearing.
A whole lot has happened over the last few years with the genre, and today is February. What the fuck is it? Like the 20th. A few weeks ago was actually Night Owl's 1 anniversary of his passing.
Correct.
Rest in peace to the Night Owl.
Rest in peace, man.
And I wanted to take a moment and do something special for him in commemoration of his, more in memory of his work. Last year when we did the tribute video, you brought up a very interesting fact. You said something along the lines of, and I'm just paraphrasing here, but you said Night Owl has at least 4 best of compilations, and it got me thinking, who the fuck does that? You know what I mean?
Another thing that Night Owl did that I thought was impressive and a lot of people, don't know about was like the fact that he was able to even release, he has like 5-6 compilations alone that are not titled greatest hits, but it's basically a greatest hits. And I know you own this one.
Yeah. And then on top of that, like I said, it was even hard to pick one compilation over the other because you wanted this compilation or this album for these songs, but then this other album or compilation had those songs already, so it was kind of hard to pick between some of them.
Yeah, well, trip out because he has 4 compilations, and I was looking at the release dates, right? So the first one that I could track down was that 2002 Best of Night Owl that dropped on Familia, right? That's the one with him posted up in front of the city, the skyline.
Skyline, yeah.
Yeah, and then the second one dropped that same year on Familia as well, and it was called The Best of the Night Owl Volume 2, where he's just kind of posted up against the wall, throwing up the W.
Right.
And
yeah,
then,
I didn't like that cover too much.
I wasn't a fan of that cover either, man. And then in 2008, he did the Most Requested, which was, another way of spinning out, the best of or, greatest hits, basically. And then that one dropped on Sawed Off. And then another 6 years later, in 2014, he dropped The Chronicles of Night Owl on a joint venture with Southland and Sawed Off Records. So it had me thinking, I wanted to make this a special dedication to him on his 1st year anniversary of his passing. And if you could set up your own compilation, like your own greatest hits compilation of the Night Owl, what would you choose?
Oh, man. Honestly, there were too many songs to pick, man. It was hard compiling this list. I kept going back and forth and kept, doing little brackets and eliminating them. And I ended up with 10 songs and then 3 honorable mentions. So
okay. Yeah, let the fans hear what you would think personally. Because you've kept up with Night Owl's entire musical career, from day one to his very last stuff. So you have a broader selection than I do. But I'm dying to hear what you selected as your top 10 Night Owl songs plus your honorable mention. So shoot it from the top.
Okay. So basically, my list is, there's going to be some songs, some classic songs I'm going to leave out. So I apologize. Some of these songs are songs that I really do like a lot. And some of these other songs, I just either like how Night Owl rhymed in it, like the rhyme scheme or pattern, or I just like the kind of beat and sample that he used. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and just unload right now. So, in no particular order, number 1, Lifestyles of a G from the Wicked West. I just love that, I love that beat with the rattlesnake in the background, man. Love it. Second track would be Nightmares. I'm a nightmare. From the album Nightmares. I just love that beat, man. Love it. Featuring Noble and Boki Loke.
Yeah.
So, number 3 would be a song that I'm surprised didn't get bumped too much in any dedication video that I saw, but I thought it fit perfect for his passing, and it would be What's It All About from the Wicked West. Love that song, man.
Okay.
Underrated.
All right, yeah, I can see that one.
So, then after that, I had a really tough time. I had to leave the Wicked West there, but I think I went with, I had to choose between Everybody Locked Down or You Did Me Wrong. I ended up going with Everybody Locked Down.
Yep.
So, number 5, I went with, it was from the first album. I was torn between Kill Me a Witness or Funky Rhyme, and I went with Kill Me a Witness. Damn, I gotta kill me a witness. What a triumphant beat for such a negative message. I'm gonna have to go with that one. And
it is interesting, if you don't mind me interjecting.
Go ahead, man.
That song, it's a sample of Led Zeppelin, and the song is All My Love.
Okay.
And it's crazy because, like, what you just mentioned about the message that fucking KnightOwl's, lacing in his rhymes, is crazy because, like, the original song, it was a song that he dedicated to his deceased son, And then you have this KnightOwl song, which is, like, the complete opposite. That shit is crazy. Yeah.
I gotta definitely peep that Led Zeppelin song out, man. Definitely. Number 6, maybe not too popular song from Al, but it's called This Beat for My Gangsters from the Bald-Headed Kingpin. This world is ghetto and everybody's in it. You can't fucking run home, the shit just begun. Take pride in the shit you do, but don't brag. I basically just like how, KnightOwl speaks more like, like of a new age homie in there, and not to, downplay our Paisa brethren, but it shows that basically, not all homies, talk in a certain manner, so I definitely like that song. He there's like a little snippet where he talks like a circus ringleader. The night I walked out to meet you poor gangsters down with the blues, so what the fuck you gonna do? It's just hella, the song's real swaggy, man. I like it. I've always liked it.
Okay.
Also, number 7, it would be Let's Go to War with feature Mr. Shadow from the Bald-Headed Kingpin.
Hell yeah.
Let's go to war. It's not a song that you can definitely cruise to, but it's definitely a song that I was very impressed with how they're rhyming. It's like, I don't even know how they did it. It's like one word rhymed with the other word, then a couple bars, and then they rhyme the word again. It's actually it shows their talents. Criminalize your block with blocks and infrared beams. Blow up your spot with C4 trick with plot schemes, shattered dreams. My team never sleeps, forever prowling. And it goes Shadow and KnightOwl head to head, man. It's even hard for me to pick a verse. They both were on their A game. I love that song.
I love that track, bro. That track's instrumental is dope. That synthesizer, that shit is top notch,
like
bro.
I'm saying, it's one of the underrated tracks in Chicano rap, if you ask me. Now,
yeah.
Then after that, number 8, I was gonna pick between I Rock the Gangsta Shit featuring Big Sight because they always got good chemistry, and I Am Here to Trouble You. I had a hard time picking between those two, so I ended up just saying scratch that, and I went with A Bird Just Fucking Flew In. I went with that one.
Okay.
Think about it, would you like to become the next? To get the lead engraved all up in your fucking chest. A crack motherfuckers stone, then watch them bleed.
Then number 9, I think it's probably will be always a must in everybody's list, would be Sick in the Mind. Even though you really don't understand what he's saying, it's just an all occasion kind of jam. Number 10, whether you had this on the, I know it came out on one of his albums. I forgot which one. I'm drawing a blank, and it also came out on the 619 Hoodlums compilation. Would be the fuck royalty. Just definitely he just went off, man. He just went off. It's definitely man. Like I said, that diss track. Many could disagree, but that diss track can literally hang with any diss track ever invented in hip hop. It's just he just goes at him raw.
You got on my fucking bad side while you throwing up that website. You ain't down with the 1-3, puto, you claim to get down bossy. So why you talking about you proud and proud?
He buries him. He buries Royal. So, now
it's funny because like they ended up on having like some sort of amicable relationship, and you gotta wonder like is it all business sometimes, or is it like I don't know, man. It's weird like seeing all those diss tracks and Chicano rap and people just kind of brushing it off and still being cool with each other. I don't know. It trips me out sometimes.
No, I agree. Definitely have to. Not gonna lie, I've questioned a couple of situations. With number 11, I'm gonna go with. I love how the sample was used here. It's called "Sin Saber Qué Hacer" from the El Pájaro Loco album.
Ven para acá, es hora de que me hagas caso. Muchos me dicen que ya deje de seguir tus pasos, que no te busque, pero el corazón es otro mundo.
It's he sampled a song also titled "Sin Saber Qué Hacer" with Eddie Gorme and Los Panchos. So it's like I said, personally, I've never really been a big fan of Spanish rap, and especially with the Chicano rappers, doing Spanish. I usually kind of don't feel a lot of emotion from them, but I do feel emotion from Owl in this song, which helps me pick this song as an honorable mention. Now, number 12, I would like to pick "Here Comes the Night Owl," but the remix from the Return of the Kingpin album.
Blast them and after they die, I'ma kick them. Put them on the ground, hit them with the sound that is gonna rock you. In case you don't like a jam that I make, Vato, well, fuck you.
I just felt like it was...
I don't think I've heard this one.
I believe he just did it way better than the original. I love, even though I just love that song. So now, last on the list would be another Spanish song. It'd be "Como Quisiera Decirte" from the Out of the Bird's Nest compilation. Now, what I really like that is because, he sampled also from another song called "Como Quisiera Decirte" from Los Ángeles Negros. And man, dude, he did a tremendous job, man.
Como quisiera decirte.
So like I said, I'm not big on the Spanish rapping, but I think Al definitely got off. So like I said, there were so many songs that I could have picked and albums that I missed out on, but I just I had to make decisions, man, and now I'm here. So, but this is my list. 13 tracks. I'm ready to hear yours, dog, because I know you got some fire input, man.
Yeah, you know what? But you've mentioned a few things that like probably isn't very common with other Chicano rappers is Night Owl's infusion of or incorporation of like Mexican samples. You know what I mean? Like samples of Mexican music. And I think what's really cool about Night Owl's style is that when he raps in Spanish, dude, like it's not, what's the word? It's not forced because he has a very conversational style of rapping. You know what I mean? He uses words that aren't very common in other Chicano rappers' flows. You know what I mean? And he does like full on sentences and full on verses where I can see that other people aren't very comfortable with their Spanish the way that Night Owl was, Yeah,
I think Night Owl's always been been more versatile. A lot of people don't know how versatile he is, whether, he's done like rock, Spanish rock kind of rap songs. He's done like reggae style kind of rap songs. He does a better job, keep sampling of the oldies. He raps, gangsta, he raps smooth. He has his own repertoire of love songs as well. I think his, the way he's so diverse, it just goes, I think, over a lot of people's heads. But, that's just me, but yeah, man, like I said, Night Owl's work is pretty extensive.
Yeah, that's one of the themes that kept on popping up in my list is his versatility, dude. Like, that dude could rap in so many different styles, and it's not like they were unnatural to him, dude. They were very, very natural, very, very, like, you know, first nature. Like, it just kind of came off very well. And, like, for me, I guess this list that I have here is based on what iTunes says that I play the most. And I made the list, you know, in not chronological order, not alphabetical order, but in the ones that have the most plays. And off the top of my list is Kicking Ass from his debut album, The Night Owl, 1994.
Venomous rapper, but I carry no rattle. I'm tagged down, stamped down like some motherfucking cattle. Heard on my name, that Vato Night Owl's insane.
I fucking love this beat, bro. He goes on a rapping rampage, and it's just so fucking dope. I love the chorus, but I just love Night Owl's aggressive style from 1994, dude. It just kind of, you know, kicking the doors and knocking them off the hinges and shit. And the other song that I've grown to really like over the years is Who Do You Think You're Fucking With? This was off his second album, The Wicked West. And I just love the song because it's a sick ass diss, bro. It's a diss towards D Lyrical, and that's why he emulates D Lyrical's vocals on the chorus. You know, that whole harmonizing and kind of singing a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a diss towards D Lyrical, but I just fucking love it. The instrumental's dope. The fucking rhyme scheme's dope. Everything's dope about this shit. The next on my list is for the third track, I have Do It, Night Owl, Do It. I didn't realize I play the song as often as I do until iTunes, you know, laid it out in front of me. But I love it. You know, it's a versatile style of rapping that Night Owl displays. The instrumental's dope, and obviously you could tell that this is an homage to Zapp and Roger. You know, do it, Roger, do it. So that was dope. A lot of my songs here, I realized that there's like, I'm not sure if they're official remixes or they're just kind of remixes that ended up on Beyond Entertainment or just other compilations that other people kind of remix. But Home Where the Wicked Roam, the one, there's one that DJ Payback Garcia did for Aztec Souls and Quinto Sol or whatever, and then there's like I would call it a West Coast remix where there's a sample of More Bounce to the Ounce, but the one that Quinto Sol did is a sample of fuck, man, I forget. I know it's like a Wu-Tang song that was sampled too, but
San Diego, California, yeah. Home where the wicked roam and pack the chrome. San Diego, California, yeah. San Diego, California.
I love it. You know, both versions are dope. I don't know which one came first, but they're fucking dope. Like, regardless of which one you want to play, they both have that G-Funk flavor and then that West Coast gangster flavor, you know what I mean? So we have a little bit of an overlap in some of the songs that we both liked. Next on my list, number 5 is Sick in the Mind.
That never fails.
Never fails, bro. Like, this is a sick-ass More Bounce to the Ounce beat. It sounds so fucking crisp and clean. Like, it's crazy how the production came off, because you listen to the rest of that album from the debut and this song stands out. Like, it's like you can almost picture this being played at a club. Like, that's how great the production was, right? Like, if you could throw this on the fucking club and nobody would know it's Night Owl. And, you know, I wish we could have asked Night Owl what the fuck. I wish we could have asked Night Owl what the fuck the lyrics say.
I played that song, and I usually get the, "Ooh, who's that?"
Yeah, it's dope, fool. Like, my brothers like that shit. Like, I mean, this is such a innocuous song. Like, nobody would realize that it's Night Owl. Nobody would realize that it's Chicano rap. Nobody would realize that it's a rap song. You know what I mean? It's dope. I really loved it. And again, I really wish we could have asked Night Owl what the fuck did he say in this song. Number 6 on my list. So again, the overlap here. Kill Me a Witness.
Damn, I gotta kill me a witness.
I love this Led Zeppelin sample, as I mentioned earlier. I used to skip this song all the fucking time, believe it or not. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is about the song, but like at first, when I first heard it, you know, I've been playing Night Owl's music for a good, 16, 17 years, and it wasn't until maybe the last 2 years that I really started digging Kill Me a Witness.
It happened.
And then I just kind of started right? Like all this time I'm like, fuck, I've been skipping fire, But I love this song, especially when it gets to the chorus, man. The instrumentation in the chorus is just, it's divine, dude. It's just so fucking dope. It's so well placed together. Like, they outdid themselves on this song. Number 7, Come Get Some of This. And again, this is another track off the debut. Yeah, I don't know if Night Owl was going for like a Be Real nasal type of flow on this, but again, this shows his versatility and diverse style of rapping. You know what I mean? So again, like Night Owl is such a versatile rapper, so multifaceted. It really just shows off his versatility in the song, and the instrumental is dope. I really like it. It's very, very hip hop-ish. Like if you notice in the first album, there was a lot of the choruses were kind of composed of like a lot of mixing and scratching from DJs and shit. So I really like that aspect. And number 8, I thought this song was going to be higher on my list, but because I think I play this song all the fucking time, but Ain't That a Shame?
I thought I had my homies back, but those talking smack, fuck them if I gotta buck them, then it's like that. In the ghetto, you gotta earn your medal, don't press your...
I knew it was a song with Cosme that I wanted to put on my list, and I overlooked it, man.
Yeah, Ain't That a Shame? I first heard on a Familia Records compilation, the Southside Riders Volume 3. And again, it was one of those songs that I would kind of skip. I wasn't really into it. And then, I met my wife about 15 years ago. And once I heard her brother going through my shit, he was just kind of playing the songs on my iPod. And he kept on playing the song Ain't That a Shame? And then I was like, man, this fucking song, like I've had it like... Before I met my wife, I had this song for like 4 years, and I would skip it all the time. And then I was like, fuck, man, this song is fire,
So
and
that's one good thing about
song,
music, man. That's one thing about music. It just makes you remember about memories, So
yeah, that, and what I realized too when it comes to me is like I will like this song a lot more if I hear somebody else play it. You know what I mean? Like I've realized that with so many songs that I have. Like, I'll have the song, but I won't play it, and then I'll hear somebody else playing my shit, and I'm like, man, the song is fire, But yeah, I just love the dope-ass instrumental. And then Night Owl, again, he changes the pitch of his voice, and his rhyme and flow is so fucking dope. Not to mention the chorus. The chorus is just absolute fire, dude. Number 9, again, I thought these songs were going to be ranking a lot higher on my list, because I play these all the fucking time, but Take Another Hit.
I be the one that is connected, correct that they stand, cause I'm the one running the land. The night I'll be better than most, I'm whipping them more than I'm gold.
Again, this is from another compilation. This is from the West Presenting compilation. That's where I first heard it.
Ones too.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like, the tongue twisters on this song are dope. And again, man, he's just so fucking versatile. I love the chorus too on this song. I mean, can we just agree that this fucking instrumental is pure fire? It's just, it's like if you could listen to this song and the last one that I mentioned, Ain't That a Shame? You wouldn't imagine that these are underground songs. Like the way that these instrumentals are crafted, they're like top notch, top quality, fucking top tier shit from the mainstream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, man.
And
it's sad that like he's, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say he's always been overlooked, but in a way, you kind of have to say that he has, because he's at a level where like they know a couple songs, but they don't know what he really did,
And that's the problem, bro. Like when you look up, songs on YouTube by Night Owl or by any Chicano rapper, it's like they're not the songs that you would want to present to somebody that come up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, these aren't the songs that are coming up. And so, again, like, I'm glad we're doing this compilation, you know, list and talking about the songs that we feel that, like, have the most impact, play the best, you know, and just have that replay value. Number 10 on my list, and again, I'm surprised that this is, you know, I don't play this enough, I guess, but Lifestyles of a G. I love this fucking song. I don't know if this is a diss to Shadow. Like, the more I listen to those interviews of KnightOwl and Shadow and you know, just kind of piece together their history, like, and the time that this song dropped, like, it almost feels like this was aimed at Shadow, but I don't know.
I hope that someday when I see that ass around the way you fight me like a man, but I forgot you be my biggest fan, but I will not remember all of the things we did when you was young.
And whoever else is on this shit, like, the
Crow.
instrumental's
Crow,
dope.
I think.
Crow, yeah. 98, motherfucker. Yep, that's it. Yeah, man, the great collabo. The beat is pure gold. The chorus ties it all together, and this is just one of those songs that you could just fucking coast to.
Yeah, good looking out, Chris Gunn. Good looking out. Good looking out.
Yeah, Chris Gunn fucking late. Like, I love Madman's production, but I think KnightOwl just gelled so much better with Chris Gunn. I don't know what it is, but Chris Gunn's production, whatever the fuck he was on, man, he was on some top tier shit, some creme de la crop shit, you know what I mean? Or creme de la creme. But, you know, you mentioned the honorable mentions, and, you know, there's like 4 or 5 songs that I would say that I play a lot, or
That's
with
what we're
some
here
sort
for.
of.
Let's hear. That's what we're here for.
All right, so again, these are the remixes, and I love them both. Like, the song I Represent, it's also titled City of the 619. You know what I'm talking about?
I represent the city of the 619. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, dog, his style is dope. And again, you've said it, like, the dude can sing sometimes on his hooks. He can fucking, you know, just create really dope hooks.
He does it all.
Yeah, he can rap. He can flip it bilingual. He can fucking, you know, sing on his chorus and just make really good hooks. Everybody Locked Down.
When I'm around, everybody locked down. The night I'll be that fool with the West Coast sound.
I like that song. It's dope. You know what I mean? Like, he does a lot of... KnightOwl's so versatile. He can get on a slow beat. He can get on a fast beat. He can get on a hyped up, really low, mellow tempo and shit. Like, he does it all. So, that shit's dope. Another honorable mention is Hollow Point. There's like 2 versions of this, and I don't know if one is like supposed to be a remix or a part 2, or if they just ended up with the same name, but I'm talking about the Hollow Point that samples I Need a Freak and it features Little One.
Okay.
That shit is dope.
I don't give a mad fuck when I'm rolling. Dudes, I'll be wiping off the map now. I think you better run, cause next to me stands the son of a double barrel shotgun, the little one.
Yeah, I think the only difference one was that I think one was released on Familia, and then the other one I believe was released on Sawed Off with unreleased tracks, or compilation tracks added on. I forgot. I would have
No. I'm not talking about Hollow Point the album. I'm talking about Hollow Point the song.
Oh, the song. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the song. Yeah, this one samples I Need a Freak, and it's like pretty fast paced. You can hear Little One, you know.
The one that goes,
you can tell some of the earlier work.
Hollow Point.
You know who's on that court? Like, who they sampled for that shit?
Who?
You're gonna trip out.
Put me up
It's
on
the
game.
Mexicans.
So swallow, follow, Hollow Point.
The Mexicans, bro. Like, from the LBC.
Okay.
El Pecador.
El Pecador.
Yeah, I didn't catch that on until a few years ago. And again, nobody has put this together on fucking whosample.com, dude. Like, this is what I'm talking about, where we as fans kind of failed Chicano rapping a bit because we're not piecing together the samples. You know, we're not piecing together where else the song came from or what was incorporated into everything, who was producing what and shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more that the fans could have done for the genre. And then my last 2 honorable mentions, you mentioned it, Let's Go to War. Love that track. Instrumental's dope. The rhyming's dope. The collabo between Shadow and KnightOwl. Some Wop Town shit. That's real dope. And then...
It's a bit heavy, man. They fucking went off on that track, dude.
My last honorable mention is Highway 666 with Little One, Shadow, and KnightOwl.
Oh, y'all, that one's fire too. But
that's a San Diego trifecta, bro. Like, that shit is dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they all did that beat. They all did their evil shit on that fucking track, man. They all went off on that.
Highway 666.
It's where we roam. It's where we cripple motherfuckers in they dome.
Highway 666.
It's where we mob.
And again, fucking NightOwl changes his voice, man. Like, he's so multifaceted. He's so versatile. He just has so much depth to his style. You know what I mean?
No, dude, I just remember about that. It's funny because I would catch some of these Chicano rap critics that they know that I like Chicano rap, and they've always like downgraded or down talked the genre, but that actually that one song happened to be playing in the car, and then my homie was like, "Who's that?" And I told him who it was. It was Highway 666, and he was impressed by that song. So that's it's always been funny to me, man. But
you know, people just, again, like, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, Chicano rap gets such a bad rap because so much bullshit is out there, right? And it's hard to find the good shit. And, you know, that's why we created this podcast to kind of guide people through what we like, what is good, what should have gotten more recognition and shit. But, like, trip out how nobody, like, you know, downplays hip-hop in general because, you know, fuck, I consume less than 1% of hip-hop, of all mainstream hip-hop. I think there's a lot of bullshit out there. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't bought a new album from somebody that released music in the 2000s. I haven't bought anything from Ice Cube. I haven't bought anything from fucking Dr. Dre. I haven't bought anything from Eminem. I haven't bought anything from you know, Exhibit, from Snoop Dogg. Like, all these motherfuckers that, like, were big names in the 90s. I didn't buy their shit in the 2000s because their music was trash. You know what I mean? Like, but we're not going to sit here and say, like, oh, well, all hip-hop is bad and it's all trash. It's like, oh, no, like, it's only Chicano rap is bad, right? Like, all of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they give it such a bad rap because there's so much shit out there and the good shit is hard to find. But it's the same thing with mainstream hip-hop, dude. There's so much shit that's, like, terrible out in the open. It's being played on the fucking radio. You're watching the music videos and nobody says anything. Like, yeah, like, you're not going to clown the entirety of hip-hop because, you know, like, you can justify that there is good hip hop, and so, like, you shouldn't judge it based on all the shit that you see and hear, right? But I guess we can't make that same argument for Chicano rap because it's all bullshit, right?
Man, just, you know, like I said, just Chicano rap's the many wonders and mystiques, and how one can really fall deep into the rabbit hole with it.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? Like, that the fact that NightOwl's career, like, if anybody's ever had the chance to listen to a lot of the interviews, NightOwl has met you know, big names. Like, he's done music with big names, right? Not to mention the fact that, like, he and Little One were basically on the verge of getting signed by Eazy-E. They were recording music for Ruthless Records, and then, you know, they were partying it up with Johnny J, right? Right. Shadow and NightOwl were partying it up in LA with fucking Johnny J back in the 90s. Like, this is something that should be out there and should be common knowledge, right? Like, we should be talking about this on you know, little things that people don't know about Chicano rap. Not to mention, like, this big psych. Like, I think NightOwl is the first Chicano rapper, and I'm not talking about first Chicano rapping. I'm talking about the first underground Chicano rapper that appeared on a mainstream album, and that was with Big Psych. You know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker was making big moves, you know, because the reason I differentiate that is because Frost started off as a mainstream artist. You know, he got signed to Ruthless. He made music with Eazy-E. He made music with what are they called? Above the Law. Appeared on their singles and appeared on their music and their albums, right? But NightOwl was the first underground rapper to actually be featured on a mainstream artist album and not just feature him on his album. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a Big Psych album, right? With the TVs in the background.
Yeah. that intro too, right? It's like, ¿Qué onda, putos? I thought that was cool. And then, you know, he actually gets featured on the song. What sucks though is that they spelled his name wrong. That shit bugged me. They put him as N-I-T-E, Owl, instead of K-N-I-G-H-T. But, you know, yeah, like, I'm surprised, like, that we have such a overlap in common songs that we like by Night Owl. You know what I mean?
And I could have named more from other albums, but these songs resonated with me a little bit more. But there's like there's still some of his later works that some of his rhymes are still impressive, like in Al Pacino or in The Return of the Kingpin. And man, dude, like I remember I got a chance to listen to an unreleased Spanish album that he had. He was going to release called Trece Balas. And he had this one song called Alcoholizado, but the chorus was sick, dog. That shit would be Ando bien alcoholizado, and the way the chorus was in that song was man, hella satisfying, man. I hope I get to one day get to listen to that if whoever is in charge of releasing that. So
yeah. I still can't believe that it's been a year since he passed. And
that was one fast year,
it sucks,
wasn't it?
bro.
One fast ass year.
It did, man. It did go by with the quickness. And you know what sucks, dude, is that, like, I always think that we have more time. Like, that's just been my problem with you know, personally speaking, you know, when it comes to women, when it comes to hanging out and making time with friends or whatever, I always think that there's going to be more time. And I regret that we didn't get a chance to have an in-depth interview with Night Owl, you know?
No, man.
That would have been cool to have him on and just actually give him his flowers, number one. And number two, have him talk about, like, his actual accomplishments that, like, people just, number one, are completely ignorant about, or number two, that just isn't talked about, you know?
Right.
Yo, any shout-outs you want to give?
I just want to shout out to the Dos Junkies podcast or the ALR and GPA show. Definitely want to shout you out and any of the G-Funk Junkies listeners. Thank you for embracing me and welcoming me back. So that's definitely much appreciated. Also, a shout out to Tony A and anybody else in the Chicano music, Chicano rap kind of world in podcasting. Definitely, like I said, we get influence from you guys and anybody else. Toro, Luis, El Toro 23. Much love to you and for your affinity of the genre as well. And you know, and of course, you know, Night Owl, Ray, su papá, Don Ramon, just Shadow, you know, a lot of the influences, just Chicano rap in general. And that's definitely about it. Other than that, Mom, I love you.
All right. Thank you for coming back for this episode, Big Dog. I hope the fans appreciate and, you know, take into consideration that, you know, we do this for the love of the art. And, you know, Night Owl has so much music that he's put out there that, you know, everybody can find the song that they like. And I hope that they enjoyed our favorites. And like I always say, man, just chill till the next episode. Boom.